Apparently, this was an unaired pilot on HBO called Marriage, and no one got a chance to really see it. But you met another actor on there, Jonathan Cake, and the title's so ironic because you wound up marrying him.
I know.
So the show was a flop, but the marriage is working out?
Yes, the marriage is like 20. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary, so pretty good so far.
So that's pretty good for an unaired pilot.
Yes. I think we won. In 10 minutes, the community will get an alert for an emergency town hall. They will gather here, and we will share the shocking news that the president has passed of natural causes quietly in his bed. We will then immediately swear in Henry, which will settle everyone because it will remind our community that we have a functional system in place. As for the rest of you, your security will be increased until we find some answers. So if you gentlemen will just pour yourselves a drink, or tug on your dicks, or do whatever it is you need to do to calm yourselves the fuck down so that we can present a united front, well, that would be super.
Welcome to the Actor's Side. Today, I've got an Emmy nominee, not just one, but two, and it's the same person. Nominated for Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for Hacks as Dance Mom and as Supporting Actress in a Drama Series as Sinatra in Paradise, and an Emmy winner herself already for Mayor of Easttown. This is Julianne Nicholson. Welcome to the Actor's Side.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Pete.
2 nominations. I interviewed you over Zoom or something early in the season about both projects and the possibility that maybe this might happen. And do you give credit to me for getting these nominations?
You get all the credit. Yes. I wasn't expecting much, but then we had our chat and I was like, I'm a shoo-in.
Really, seriously, were you surprised?
I was totally surprised, yes. I was hopeful for the show, for Paradise. And I have to say, after Dance Mom came out, I have had more reaction around that character than I can remember in a long time. So I thought maybe Dance Mom, but I had no hope at all for Paradise. I got goosebumps. My manager called me. I was driving to get my hair colored, and it's like, oh my god, it's 2. And I was so excited and was pinching myself and continue to pinch myself.
Even though you are an Emmy winner for Mayor of Easttown, you won Supporting Actress in a Limited Series. You know what's interesting about this? All 3 of these nominations you have are in different categories: Limited Series, Drama Series, Comedy Series.
I know. The thrill for me around this in particular was being able to be recognized in comedy, because I get so few opportunities in that type of work. So that was and to be nominated into such different categories this year was, huge thrill.
What was it like when you won the Emmy?
It was completely surreal, and wonderful moments. Billy Porter read out my name, and again, I thought for sure Kathryn Hahn was going to win. So I was really not expecting that at all, and it was a moment of joy and also almost, it's a very strange thing, but almost like relief. I don't know why. I don't know why that came up, but it was just a moment of like calm before the sort of insanity of it all. But it felt like, I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, and it felt like just a moment of peace and validation for all those days when you feel like, what am I doing? And throwing in the towel. It felt like, okay, you've been doing the right thing.
Well, Kathryn Hahn, who I love.
Same.
She's great. She has a chance to win this year, and you don't have to feel responsible if you were to beat her, because you're in different categories.
I know, what a relief. I want to stay far away from Kathryn Hahn. She's so talented.
She's great. There's so many movies and shows. You've been working so consistently. Like, you talk about 3 decades now. It's kind of hard to believe. But just recently, I was looking at your credits this time, too. some movies very recently that I loved. Dream Scenario.
Oh, thank
With
you.
Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
where he's suddenly seeing everything in his dreams, and then it sort of happens. But
Yeah, I know that's a wacky ride, that one. But I've been a huge fan of Nicolas Cage from when I was a kid. So it was really exciting to work with him. And I love that director. He'd done all these shorts that I got to watch, Christopher Borgley. And I thought the script was so interesting. So yeah, that was a fun one.
so that was fun. Janet Planet, you were just terrific.
Thank you.
That's the first time feature film director that did that.
That was Annie Baker, and it was her first film writing and directing, but she has such a prolific career on stage, Pulitzer Prize winner for the flick. And I'd known her loosely for many years, but it was a thrill. I mean, she's a true artist, really interesting person, and such a great, I love her taste and sensibility. So that was a fun one.
And then the Weird Al Yankovic story where you played his estranged mother.
Yes. Yes, and now I get a birthday email from Al every year. Yes, and it's actually now I'm like rely on it and wait for it on my birthday, and he always does something interesting, and he's such a sweet man, and it was so fun. Also, Daniel Radcliffe. Have you worked with?
Yeah, Daniel was here.
Right.
Yeah,
Isn't
we did
he?
him in New York, actually. He lives in New York.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he was on stage. He was doing "Merrily We Roll Along."
Yes, that was. I didn't get to see that, but I know that.
But it was for Al
successful.
Yankovic that he was here, and he's so nice.
He's so nice. I can't believe someone who had such stardom at such a young age could be so down to earth. I mean, Weird Al was a pretty small film in terms of like budget, and he was around all the time. He rapped before I did, but that day he still stuck around. He still wanted to be there. He had no more scenes to shoot, but he was just loves being on set, loved telling that story, that he was just kind of hanging out after. I was so impressed by him.
And that won the Emmy for Outstanding Television
That's right.
Movie. Yeah. I looked at all these credits. I guess the thing is, how to pick them, because these are all I, Tonya, Novizier, August Osage County. I mean, you can go down the list, and these are not things that run for a week on Netflix and are never heard from again.
Yeah. I think that when I first started acting, I had a wonderful manager named Davian Littlefield, and one of the best things she said to me was she gave me the gift of basically the power of no. And I don't always have that luxury. Sometimes I have to work because it's also my job. But if you don't feel drawn to something, don't be afraid that nothing else don't do it if you can help it, because wait for the things that speak to you. And I feel like that's been one of the big luxuries of my career, is for enough things to have crossed my desk that I do respond to.
Okay, ow. Okay, shh. Hey, be quiet.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh. Okay, stay with me, Dance Mom. Stay with me, okay?
I just need to sleep for a couple hours.
Hey!
You go on in 30 minutes.
Okay, so I just need a straightener. Your hair's fine.
No,
Yes,
Coke! I just need a couple lines and I'll be okay.
There is no way you're doing coke right now.
I'm doing Coke, Jimmy! I have an 8-ball in my bag. I need it to go on.
No, you cannot.
No, get
Stop.
it. All right,
Stop.
take a little.
Let go of the
Get
bag.
your arms off that purse.
Let go of the bag.
Oh my God!
Let go of the bag. Let go.
Thank you,
You're not going on.
Jimmy.
Pull yourself together. God.
It's okay. Oh, see, you are fine. No. Shh.
Everyone's okay.
Well, again, you know how to pick them for sure. And these two, very different kinds of women that you play.
I would say so.
One is an internet sensation that winds up on Deborah Vance's talk show, Dance Mom.
Mhm.
She's just called Dead. Did you ever have a real name for her?
So I think I don't remember it in the script. Like, my character in the script is Dance Mom. On my trailer door, it was Dance Mom. On the call sheet, it's Dance Mom. But I think Paul, at one point, who plays Jimmy, the incredible Paul Downs plays Jimmy. I think her name is Mary Alice.
Oh.
So when he's trying to like shake her, when they find her sort of butt in the air on Wisteria Lane and they're trying to make sure she's not dead, he says Mary Alice. So I think that's her name, but that's you only hear it once.
That's the only time you knew.
That's the only time I was like, Oh, that's her name. That's my name.
So you're not one of those actors that has to absolutely go into your own research and say, well, what would she do? Where did she come from? What is it?
It depends on the story and the character, but not for Dance Mom. I felt like there was enough there on the page that I didn't have to dig too much deeper. And trust in those. I mean, I think those creators are brilliant. So just trusting that I was in the best hands in the business.
Where you might have had to dig deeper is the dance, the physicality of the role. I mean, it's a tremendously physical role over this arc of 3 episodes that you were in.
Yeah, that was one of the most physical jobs I've ever had to do. And there was a lot of rehearsal and choreography in the lead up. I worked with a great choreographer, Corey Baker, who just brought so much joy to it. And it reminded me of when I used to dance at Bill Fowler's Dance Academy in Medford, Massachusetts in like 1986. It brought me right back.
I love that. Well, that came in handy.
Yes. I mean,
maybe you didn't know that at the time.
I did not, but I really had that to harken back to, for sure.
She's an interesting character because there's so many people like her now who are gaining the kind of fame you couldn't imagine as an actor going in, and really knowing your craft and things. These people go on the internet and are now seen by millions of people instantly and have to deal with that kind of fame.
Yeah, I think that some people, whether it be virally or even in acting or, immediate fame is not necessarily a good thing for everybody.
No.
And many people don't know how to deal with that. And Dance Mom is for sure an example of that.
Yeah, getting her 15 minutes of, in front of a massive audience, but the internet audience is a whole different thing.
I know. Yeah, I try to stay away from the internet audience. It's very finicky, fickle, and can be quite harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have mentioned it to you when we did that little interview that we do share this in common, that I was also on Hacks this season.
That's right. I heard you saying that.
And I watched that operation, for the bit I did, a press conference where I played a reporter, but 100 extras, the way they shot it, the camaraderie between this group is incredible.
I agree.
Jean Smart on down, the 3 wonderful producers. And
I have the same experience. I don't remember walking onto a more joyful set. I think they all are so proud of the work that they've been doing. And I think that bonds them and brings them closer together. And they just, I experienced only positivity and smiles and laughter when I was there. It was amazing.
Yeah, because, Jean Smart's won an Emmy for every season that she's done on that show. And, she sets a tone as Deborah Vance. What was she like to work with?
Well, she is such a pro. I got to meet and work with her a little bit on Mare. And I basically,
Of course.
So I fell in love with her then.
She was nominated against you?
Yes, I know. But she won and she got an Emmy that year too. We both got an Emmy. I think that was the first one she got for Hacks, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that was
when the Emmys were in the tent.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was when I think I told you that story about how there was no PR and the press line was only 3 cameras or something like that.
COVID.
Yes, it was the first show back, and so all these famous actors were sort of cutting in line to get their picture taken. And Sterling, who I hadn't met yet, all you could hear was his resonant voice going, "There will be no cutting. No cutting. There's a line and we will respect that line." Because people were vicious because the show was about to start.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it wasn't in the moment. It is now.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching that show. I go, God, the Emmys are in a tent here somewhere.
Right. Well, they told us it was outside, but they didn't tell us it's essentially not.
Oh, my God. Hilarious.
Essentially an enclosed space.
I'm glad you both got Emmys because that would have been weird.
I don't think she would have even cared. She is such a pro, and it was a joy to be back in her company. And she can just do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. She's such a huge talent and is just the coolest lady around. She wears it so effortlessly.
Kate Winslet was no shabby performance.
She's also... Yeah, you could do worse than having her as the same partner, for sure.
I've heard rumors that they're going to do another Mayor of Easttown.
It's been constantly sort of talked about. I think it would largely depend on if and when she was up for it, but I haven't heard anything.
That was a great character, obviously.
Yeah,
You know,
I love
but-
Lori Ross. That was a special experience, and that was amazing how people responded to that show. And I think that was a moment too during COVID when people were home, people were looking for sort of some escapism, and Kate is just so incredible. And yeah, I was so proud to be a part of that one.
I loved watching that show every Sunday. I think
That's
we
right.
watched it. Yeah, like old fashioned.
Yeah.
You know, and it just builds and builds, and
I think that did a lot for the show, actually, them not releasing it all at the same time.
Yeah.
I think HBO is so smart like that, but letting people want to wait. We don't always want immediate gratification.
Right.
I'm happy to wait a minute.
yeah, I know. It's also a lot of work to watch 10 episodes
Exactly.
in a row.
Like, let me think about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it as a very long movie, but very long.
Yeah. Too long.
Yes. So you mentioned Sterling, and she's referring to Kay Brown, who is so wonderful in Paradise.
Yeah.
And James Marsden, you actually worked with him before.
Yes, James and I worked on Ally McBeal in 2001. So that was a minute ago also.
That's like 24 years ago. Ally McBeal. Whoa.
Yeah, so that was in the 5th season of Ally McBeal, and it was James Marsden and myself and Regina Hall and Josh Hopkins all joined the cast at the same time. So we were like a little crew because we all started the first time, and I've been a big fan of James since then, and I think he's a huge talent, and I was so excited to see him in our show playing President Cal Bradford, be able to show so many colors. And the way he invested in that character, and that episode 7, where basically it's called The Day, where you see what happens when the day that Paradise comes into its own. And I just thought he was incredible. He blew me away. His strength and intensity and vulnerability, I thought he was amazing. I'm so happy he was nominated also.
It's great you're all nominated.
I know.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm so delighted by that. The best outcome.
She's a fascinating character, Sinatra. She actually does have another name.
Yes.
That you probably saw in the
I was like,
script.
what is it now? Samantha Redmond.
Yeah. But a tech billionaire villain, sort of. I mean, I don't know if you think of her as a villain, but my group, which I'm in, the Critics' Choice Association, has nominated you for Best Villain.
I love that.
You do love that.
Of course. Why not? That's such a fun thing to be able to try to humanize, I think.
Yeah.
And I'd never done anything like that before.
No,
So
this is your first kind of
like bad guy.
yeah.
Yeah. And I what I like about her is that I feel like she's not just that. And I think Dan Fogelman is so smart the way he shared her backstory and her grief early on in the series to just give people a little bit of a sense of where she's coming from and to see, a life lived and how huge things like that direct our path.
Yeah.
So I love her. I mean, sure, she's complicated.
But
She
you
makes a
knew
couple
her,
of bad decisions or,
you
not
knew
very-
her background. and
I did.
things.
Yes.
And that helps you as an actor in a lot of ways, doesn't it?
Hugely. So I knew, the broad strokes of who she was. I did a lot of reading about female CEOs and females who run like Fortune 500 companies, and there's any different path to that job, which was really actually gave me a lot of freedom. But then to film that episode where you see her meet her husband and have children and lose a child was hugely helpful for me, just to know where she's coming from and why she makes the decisions she does.
I love the movies that come back and do the kind of classic origin story of some of these famous villains, even Cruella, and those where you're given a human reason why they became who they became.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. I think that makes it so much more, complex and interesting. And I think Dan is a genius at that.
Yeah. And it's become kind of, since you were shooting this show and since it's been airing and you can see it all on Hulu and all of that, it's now kind of real life. We're looking at these tech world billionaires who are, I don't know if you want to call them, some people call them evil, other people like them. I think they're scary as hell.
I think what's happening right now is very scary with AI. Did you watch that Mountainhead?
Oh yeah, that's the creator of Succession came
Yeah.
up with this movie.
And that idea of just, not being able to trust anything you see, but we don't have to go into that too much right now. But I think it's terrifying. And I think that's one reason that Paradise, people connected so deeply with it and so quickly, was because it was sort of it's also what we were watching on the news. So it was hard to, make the separation between the two. And I think it just made it all that much more potent.
The more terrifying thing is people believe it when
know.
they see it. And some of it's so real. Just yesterday, Trump was out reposting an AI-generated meeting in the Oval Office that was done when Obama handed over the presidency basically to him, and they met together. And here they have the cops coming in and arresting Obama and shackling him and taking him out of the room. This is all AI-generated stuff, but it's so real looking. How many people out there are going to believe this and act on these kinds of things?
I know. I think it's terrifying.
So in season 2,
Yes.
you did not promise you'd tell me everything that happens.
I can't tell you everything.
But you are doing a
But
season 2.
I'm in season 2, yes.
Yes.
Season 2 is really fascinating because, at the end of the first season, you see Sterling leaving the bunker, or he's, attempting to make his way out to find his wife. And so you do get to explore beyond just Paradise itself.
Oh, so that's interesting. So this is giving a lot more scope to the character.
It's not. I mean, there's two different worlds being explored, I will say.
On all of that you're going to do.
Yes.
And season 3?
Season 3, I know Dan, in his mind, there's like a 3-season story there, but I've been told nada about season 3, so I have no
Nothing.
idea.
Okay.
No, we're filming the last 2 episodes of the second season now. We'll see.
Do you
what's
think
next.
there's a chance that Dance Mom could come back in Hacks, by the way?
I mean, anything's possible.
Considering the way the show ended,
Yeah.
Where TMZ's reporting Deborah Vance is dead and she wasn't, and now we're getting the indication she's going to come back with a vengeance and
Right.
take on the world.
I mean, I guess. But I don't know. Is there room for her? I don't know. I don't know if there's a space on that couch for her.
I don't know. I loved seeing her. You never know.
I feel like if there was, they wouldn't have her on unless they had something fabulous for her. So it would be so fun. But I can't imagine what that would look like. But who knows? They're amazing. So we shall see.
I know those producers, and I'm going to tell them right now. I would love to see you work Dance Mom into season 5. Okay, there we go.
There you go. I'll give you you can have the 10%.
Yes. You're doing so much. You had the BBC show you did, and right now you can see on Hulu as well, The Amateur with Rami Malek, in which you play a CIA head. And
Yep.
And now a whole bunch of people are going to see that because it just hit streaming.
Oh, great. Well, actually, Dope Girls that I did for the BBC comes out on Hulu July 29th.
Oh, it does.
So that's coming soon as well.
all this month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's going to be real sick of me.
No, I mean, my God, your Hulu, you're saying.
I know. Thank you, Hulu.
I didn't know that, but I'm
Yeah,
excited
I
because
think.
I remember talking to you and you had no idea.
I'd be curious to hear what you think about it. I think you'll like it. It's different. It's interesting. And I had a lot of there's a lot of heart in it. I had a lot of fun making it.
It was a period show.
It's a period show set in the end of World War I in Soho in London. Sort of a start of this like the underground club culture
Wow.
mashed up with just some light mafia.
Well, I've written down so many of your credits for so many things, and the Steven Spielberg one, he cast you in
Yeah,
the
The
others,
Others.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's very sweet. I did that. That was probably. Well, that was a while ago. That was probably at least 25
25
years ago, something like that.
Mhm.
And we filmed that on the Paramount lot, which is where I'm now filming Paradise. So it feels really sweet, like full circle to be coming back all these
that's
years
nice.
later.
And
Yeah.
it was about paranormal, really kind of
Yeah,
fascinating.
I think ahead of its time a little bit.
Way ahead.
We only did 13 episodes, and it felt like a couple of years later people started taking an interest in that subject matter. But that was a fun one to
And
shoot.
it had some
Interesting
great
cast.
directors like Bill Condon, who you had worked with on
Yes.
Kinsey.
Yes,
and,
love him.
And Mick Garris and different
Yes.
people. They had really interesting, I don't know how much Spielberg's influence had
I'm
on
sure
that.
I think a lot in terms of like who he chose to direct it. And he wasn't around, but we would get feedback or phone call. But that was fun because I did the love letter for DreamWorks, which his wife Kate Capshaw was in. So I was in that
Yes.
movie, and then that's how I got to meet him, and then that's how the others came to be.
That's so great. Yeah, the movies, like I think your first movie was a Curtain Call.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
so that was a movie with Michael Caine,
Yeah.
Maggie Smith, on and on. Everybody.
James
in it.
Bader.
Sam Shepard.
Sam Shepard.
I mean,
Had you done
Sven Nykvist was the who was
Cinematographer?
Was the cinematographer.
Wow.
And Peter Yates, who directed Bullet. I mean, it was like
It was his last
huge.
film, Peter
Yeah.
Yates.
Yeah.
Great. He did Bullet.
Yeah.
He did Breaking Away. I
Yeah.
mean, this is not shabby a
No.
way to start in movies.
I know. I was terrified. I had no idea what I was doing. The first scene, all my stuff was with Michael Caine and Maggie Smith. And the first scene, I remember we rehearsed, and then it was like, okay, we're rolling, action. And I walk like 2 steps, and they're like, cut. And they said, Julianne, are you on your mark? And I was like, my mark? What's like? Is there a little piece of tape on the floor? I was like, oh yeah. They're like, yeah, that's where you need to stay at one scene. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm ready. Let's try it again.
Oh my
so It was a
God.
real learning curve there.
Yes. And then working with Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts in August Osage County.
Yeah,
You were all nominated for all those ensemble cast awards and things.
that was huge for me. Being invited into that group was so, I mean, overwhelming, but also so inspiring. And it also just felt like I could meet them there. And so that gave me a lot of confidence. Also, it opened people's eyes in the business. Like, oh, maybe she's doing something. So it made people sit up and notice, I think, in a way that they weren't up until then.
It was so cool. You'd actually been in a Meryl Streep movie early on, One True Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all you see in that is the back of my head. Because I was going to do a film with Carl Franklin, and they're like, it's you. And last minute, the studio were like, didn't want to hire me. And so that was really sad. And then Carl left the movie because they couldn't get me in the role. And then he went and did One True Thing. And he said, do you want to just come? I think I'd been on like 2 sets at that point. He said, why don't you just come and you can, be a day player and you can be around and we can hang out. I was like, okay.
so cool.
Really nice, really special.
And I love the story. Apparently, this was an unaired pilot on HBO called Marriage, and no one got a chance to really see it. But you met another actor on there, Jonathan Cake, and the title's so ironic because you wound up marrying him.
I know.
So the show was a flop, but the marriage is working out?
Yes, the movie is like 20. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary, so pretty good so far.
So that's pretty good for an unaired pilot.
Yes. I think we won. We won with the marriage, and we loved. Stephen Bochco wrote that, and Michael Apted directed it, and it was an incredible experience. And we stayed very close with both of them and Dana Bochco for years and years and years. But I think in the long run, I'd rather the relationship worked out than the show. Also, if you did watch it, it was quite an eyeful. So there was no bad thing that it got shelved, maybe.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
well, with Bochco and Apted, both of whom are not with us anymore, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a really special experience.
Well, more power to you as you
Thanks.
go along, and
Best of luck at the Emmys. I hope you win both.
Thank you.
And I don't know what you're going to do with all these Emmys, but
don't use them as
I'm
a
going to
weapon.
use them as weights.
Oh, as weights?
Yeah, I think that's
that actually is
gonna
good.
start my workout routine.
We should do that. What do you do with your Emmy? I like that. This is Julianne Nicholson. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pete.